Hello, welcome to our Heritage Works. Today we are going to do rice bowls. Not everything you see here is going to go into one rice bowl, but we've done this kind of buffet style so that we can create our own individualized rice bowl. Now, with the holidays coming up, this is a great opportunity to fix some rice, or if you have leftover rice, to just put this out and let everyone create their own bowl that they would like. The basics are you're going to need some sort of rice. We've got some rice here, and then you're going to want some sort of meat or protein. Over here, we have some just canned chicken off the shelf. All I did is shred it up a little bit more, drained it, shredded it. In this big bowl back here, these are chicken thighs that I put in our pressure cooker. And that was it. I just put them in there with a little bit of water, just a little bit of seasoning. And then when it came out, I took the bones out, took the skin off, then shredded it up. Some other things that you could use. For the rice, it really doesn't matter what kind of rice you use. We happen to have jasmine rice, but you could use basmati. We've used wild grain. You could do a dirty rice or a cilantro lime rice. If you've got it and it's rice, you can use it. That's one of the beauties of this. As far as the meats go, you can use chicken, which we have here. We've also used turkey. I've used duck before. You can also use deli meat. And on that, what we do is we'll slice it up into little thin slices and put that on. You could use rotisserie chicken that you get from your local grocery. Just pull it off, shred it up. It looks similar to this. You could use a baked chicken that's left over, fried chicken that's left over. You could go to your favorite restaurant, chicken place, get some chicken, and just use it. That's the cool thing about this recipe is it's versatile and you get to use up your leftovers. Now what we like to do is we'll take our rice, we'll add some butter on top of that. We just like the texture and the flavor that the butter gives to the rice. So we'll heat that up in the microwave, or if our rice is already hot, then we'll just add butter to it. The butter is optional. It's completely up to you. The cheese could be used in a couple of different ways. Now, my wife prefers hers to be added right after the rice and butter come out of the microwave. She'll put the cheese on so that it just barely starts to melt as she's building the rest. I myself like to put the cheese a little higher on and use it more of a topping or a filling. One of the cool things is you could set this up the night before or in the morning, throw this stuff in together, put what is going to be your hot stuff in one container and your cold or toppings in other containers. Go to work, take up 1 to 2 minutes to heat up your hot stuff, your rice and or meat if you want to. You won't get those glares for putting in a dinner that takes 6 minutes, stir 6 minutes on this side, and everyone's glaring at you going, I've only got 30 minutes for my lunch and you're taking half of it for yours. It is very easy to make this ready to go. Some other things that you could use for the meat, scrambled eggs. You could use tofu. In a different variation, you could use ham, including deli meat, steak, and with the steak, you might want to go with something like avocado and lime juice and maybe some feta, something like that. You could use tofu. Any of that is something you could use. Once you have your base, you're going to want to start filling it. Some of the options that we have available today are some shredded carrots, some homegrown tomatoes. This is some of the last from our garden. If you had cherry tomatoes in season, you could certainly use those. We've done that many times. We normally cut them in half, but you wouldn't have to. It's totally up to you. I personally like chopped olives, so I've got some here for that. In this container, we have bell pepper. We've got some aloha pepper, some yellow pepper, and some green pepper. I grew all of these. They're all from our garden this year. Some of the last of it. It'll be really good in here. In this container, we have regular raisins, golden raisins, and craisins. Now, we really, really enjoy the craisins in this. It gives it a nice bright flavor, but any of these will work, or all of them. And in fact, we'll probably do all of them today. If we have them, we'll use them. Here is some banana pepper. All I've done is chop it up. You can leave it in rings. You can do whatever you want, but this is just regular banana peppers. Here we have some pineapple. All I did was drain it, and it's ready to go. Lastly, down here, we have jalapeno. I have both green, and this is an orange jalapeno. Again, both of these are things that I grew in my garden this year. Now, there are some other things that you might want to consider for fillings. Some of those might be some sliced green onion. That would be good in some of these. Mango might be good. I almost did that today because I'm going to go for kind of a tropical Hawaiian style. You might want some dried cherries or blueberries, maybe strawberries. Again, depends on how you're combining your other ingredients. Raspberries, something like that. One option would be to use some frozen fruit. If you're taking it to work, pop them out in the morning, throw them into a container, and take them to work. By lunchtime. They'll be thawed just enough that you can pour them over top of the rest, and it'll be delicious with that. You could do a tropical fruit blend. You could do a berry mix, whatever you want, whatever you like. So we have our base, we have our fillings, now we have our toppings. Some of the topping choices we have today are sunflower seeds, shredded coconut. You could toast this if you wanted to. These are soybean nuts. This is flaxseed, chia seed, some chopped walnuts, and sour cream. You may want to try some other things that might be in season, such as pumpkin seeds, some other seeds that you like. Again, these are more for the crunch on top. I myself will probably do the cheese on top and then throw these toppings on top of the cheese. Finally, you may need to add some sort of moisture, whatever it is you're making. I've got a little bit of gluten-free soy sauce. This is the pineapple juice that was drained off of the pineapples. This is homemade Tabasco sauce. You might want to kick it up. You might want to try some lemon juice or lime juice just to brighten it up. I've also used coconut aminos before instead of soy sauce. Again, if you're watching your sodium, you may not want to do those. So we're going to rearrange things a little bit, and we're going to start building our meal. You can do some very interesting things. You could do rice, chicken, cheese, and butter, and then maybe go to like the peppers, pineapple, raisins, and maybe coconut, and have something that's a little tropical. Maybe add in some walnuts on top of that. Maybe you want to do the rice, some chicken, and then maybe some carrots and olives, and go with the tomatoes, and then have it more of a savory type of meal. Maybe you want to do something more like the rice and butter, cheese, meat, and then bell pepper, banana pepper, pineapple, the raisins and craisins, and then maybe some coconut and some walnut on top, maybe some sesame seeds, and then top that with sour cream, which is how we normally do it. That's our favorite way of doing it. The good thing is, this is so versatile. Again, if you're going to have a family get together, do up a bunch of rice, do up a bunch of meat, and let people do their own. Maybe you want to do a rice and steak, avocado, lime juice, and some maybe olives or mushrooms or something like that. Very versatile. Everyone can make their own. You can make this your own meal. And as you're going to see in a few minutes, we're going to do that very thing. We're going to sit back and do two completely different meals out of this, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Now we're going to start building our lunch. Here you go. You can start your dish and I'll start mine. It seems a shame, but I'm going to mash my rice out just a little bit, just to spread it out. And then we add just a little bit of butter. Doesn't butter make everything better? I've heard that. Now, we will be heating the rice. Okay, while she's doing hers, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my chicken to mine. I prefer my meat warm, whereas she doesn't. So I'm just going to layer it on here, spread it out, just a nice thin layer. So as you can see, we're already making something very different from each other. All right, so hers is nice and hot. She's going to go ahead and put cheese on while I go ahead and get mine in the microwave and start heating it up. Okay, so she's built her layer of cheese. Now we're going to start moving things around so that we can have enough room to start what I call the fillings. And you notice we're using some silicone pads just to protect our fingers. Go ahead. My chicken's hot, her chicken is going to be cold. I'm going to put a little bit of peppers on mine. And I'm going to go for a semi-Hawaiian reminiscent type of flavor. I think she's going to go for more traditional for her. I like olives. And it's just a matter of getting what you like. These are jalapenos again that I'm putting in. I personally don't want a lot of them, but I do want some. Pineapple is always good on this. Ooh, look at the peppers she's using. Doesn't that look good? I'm going to add a few of those as well. So I've got jalapenos and bell peppers and olives and carrots. I'm skipping the tomato on mine. I just don't think it would blend well with the other flavors. But here's some craisins, some raisins, and some golden raisins. I'm also going to put on a little bit of the sunflower seeds. I'm going to do the soybean nuts for the crunch. A little bit of the flaxseed. Now, I'm not a huge fan of coconut, but I am going to put it on this. Just a touch. Again, it's the flavor that I'm going for. Now, I'm going to use coconut aminos, some lime juice, and a touch of the pineapple juice on top of mine. Looks like she's added tomatoes, walnuts, craisins. So as you can see, these are ending up very, very different. And I'm going to get a spoon just so that I can put a dab of this. If you wanted to, you could make a sauce out of the lemon juice, lime juice, even the Tabasco. In fact, I'm going to put just a splash of it on. Now, when we go to eat this, we'll be stirring this up. So we're all done. We've made our bowls. As you can see, we've got a lot of options left over. It's fine. We love these bowls. We can have them for lunch, for dinner. They're quick, they're easy, and it's throw together whatever it is you have. I hope you'll try them.